couple of players that we'll be playing on Thursday alongside the King of the Hill today. So it's going to be a lot of fun for you guys. So AdaBC, one last question. What are your predictions in terms of strategies? What do you think is going to come out here?
Well, I've heard that just getting a pretty early mothership core and 3 gates is a good way to open safely, so I think
nice
maybe
prediction,
we'll see
man.
that.
Really good prediction there.
You
AdaBC.
taught me that.
I've played a lot of PvP.
I don't play Protoss, and I don't know. I was watching Grubby stream the other day, and he played. It was Mana, and Mana did like a 4 gate and then brought his probes. So I was a little thrown off by that. I don't think we'll see that.
All right, so here we are into the game. Up here in the top right, we have, I think it is BabyKnight. And of course, BabyKnight, John Anderson, 20 years old, not that old. His Twitter is FXO BabyKnight, and he still plays in 4x3 settings. And I can't believe it, still. And if you ever go to a LAN, you'll see him play, and you'll recognize him immediately by his silly setup. And down here in the bottom left, we do have none other than 3 times, or third best of 3 here, 6-time Warcraft 3 World Champion. It is Grubby. Follow Grubby on Twitter, FXO BabyKnight on Twitter as well. So now we're jumping into this. There's a couple of things that have changed. Of course, Mothership Core is the most fundamental change so far in PvP and Heart of the Swarm. Oracle usage, very strong if you get caught off guard with it in every matchup.
No warping in on the high ground is...
no warping in on the high ground is a big change.
A lot.
You know, a lot less effective harassment, aggressive strategies that can come out. But I am feeling that Stargate play has become relatively strong. Robo play not as much. Definitely not as much. Because if you think about Robo play in the Wings of Liberty state of game, is that you always relied on force fields to protect your ramp and build up a Colossus count. With the Mothership Core, that now gives you high ground vision. For example, if you were to play Blink, you can get up there nice and easy and break down any force field ramp. So we don't really see that many Robo builds actually at the moment in PvP, in Heart of the Swarm. It is a lot more around Gateway Mothership Core builds, Stargate builds, and Twilight builds, because now the Dark Shrine's cheaper. You can actually get a Sentry and get a Dark Shrine at the same time you could in Wings of Liberty, because it's 100 gas cheaper. It's 150 gas, 150 minerals, the Dark Shrine, compared to 150 minerals, I think, and 250 gas, I think it was. So yeah, we'll see how this is going to shape out. Both players opening up, completely normal. The only difference is that Grubby built a pylon on the top right side of his base that gives him vision for any double gates there. Double gate zealots that walk around the long way, you can see a little bit of vision there too. Neither players in PvP do scout a lot here. I mean, BabyKnight's not scouting at all. BabyKnight had a very good Protoss versus Protoss and Wings of Liberty, that was for sure. Very strong micro. That's really his key strength as a player, is micro and the ability to understand when and when not to take a fight. Double gas is a given. Getting a Zealot is always safety. In case of any early pushes, you always want to have that Zealot there with your Mothership Core, your Stalker, and so on and so on. So any questions as a non-PvP player? And to be honest, I'm totally not the expert yet.
Oh, here we go. We've got a Sentry first coming out. So in Wings, usually this kind of more lean towards Stargate openings, would you say? Do you think this is still the case, or is Sentry's just better
it can be Twilight now, because it's, you don't need that 100 gas you would have needed for a Twilight play too, for DTs, for example, here. But yes, getting out the Sentry very early on protects you a lot more, because you have double force fields, for example. By the time your opponent can come, you can have a Guardian Shield and a force field, so different variety here. One thing we don't see from Grubby is a Mothership Core, so I'm feeling that we could see DTs here from Grubby, potentially, but it may just be standard Blink play. On the other hand, though, a Mothership Core has been used. This will be to take map control, move out, take any fights where Grubby doesn't have a Mothership Core himself, which is obviously happening in this game, and to have a bit of a better feel, because BabyKnight hasn't scouted this game, so absolutely no idea what's going on. And Grubby getting closer and closer towards the completion of the Twilight Council. He has more than enough gas to throw down a Dark Shrine, and there it is. Boom!
Boom!
And, on the other hand, BabyKnight opting for normal Blink play. So I think what Grubby's doing in looking at previous history from Wings of Liberty against each other and then putting it into Heart of the Swarm is Grubby knows BabyKnight was a very good Blink player, Blink Observer player. Very good harassment, very good micro. I think he's saying, well, we're on Cloud Kingdom. I think that's probably what you're going to do. That's why you chose this map. Challenger chooses the first map. What do you not have when you go Blink? A robotics facility, especially now you have the Mothership Core. You don't need don't need an observer now to blink up because you have the Mothership Core. So I think this is a really intellectual build from Grubby. We do see the Robo coming down anyway, but I think this is a smart choice here, and he does have the pylon and the probe out there. And we'll see how this is going to work out. Grubby obviously scouting around for any pylon or any shenanigans outside of his own base with that mothership core. And that was... The probe was picked off, but the pylon wasn't scouted here. The robo and observer, to be honest, the observer is probably going to pop the same time the DTs get in there. So, best case scenario is we do have hallucination, which it does not require an upgrade from the cybernetics core anymore. It's just off 100 energy from the sentry. And Grubby's now going to have a look what's in there. And at the same time, he's going to have to defend. Probably defend with the DT and also attack with the DT. Probably the option. There is enough energy. No, there
almost.
8 energy. Almost enough energy for Photon Overcharge to make sure he's safe here against this Blink play, which he obviously knows is coming. But there's the Observer at the same time the DT gets in there. Where's his Photon Charge, Grubby? It's going to have to come down. And, oh, it does come down, but likewise there's a Time Warp here from BabyKnight. And we are going to have a little attack. And this gateway is going to be empowered at least 2 gateways there. But with that Photon Overcharge, there's such a range. It's got a massive range. But the Dark Templar was shut down inside the main base here. So another great Time Warp there. And uh-oh, if that Mothership Core goes down, well, it does go down. Both of them do go down. I guess it doesn't really mean too much in this game. But DT versus Blink. Now Grubby's at a bit of a disadvantage here. He doesn't have Blink. He's going to have to make Blink. His DTs are rendered useless. And the option for aggression, because he didn't do any damage to BabyKnight, is massive for BabyKnight. He just keeps on warping in units, and we're going to have to see if Grubby can hold on. He lost his Mothership Core. He no longer has Photon Overcharge, as long as he's an Observer with BabyKnight. So, I mean, the DTs are useless. So, we'll see this. This is going to be a really difficult hold for Grubby, but Micro is everything here. And another pylon bites the dust. But Micro versus Blink Stalker versus non-Blink Stalker. DT gets in a couple of shots there. There's no Observer, so the DT gets in more than a couple of shots here. Combined with the Guardian Shield, giving him that extra edge. Well, the DT does go down, but so does Grubby take down the units of BabyKnight. And look at that, even without Blink. He's got to be careful, though. No Guardian Shield now, no DT. He's going to have to be very careful. There is still Blink out there. BabyKnight can easily jump on this opportunity to kill a couple of free units. Blink is almost done for Grubby. Not yet, though. And BabyKnight still has an edge in direct engagements. Will want to probably Blink forward. Picks off the sentry. No more Guardian Shield. But now it's Stalker versus Stalker. They've equalized. Grubby's units are higher health, though. But he still doesn't have Blink quite. 6 Stalkers about to jump up now. An Immortal on the way for BabyKnight behind that, as we see in the production tab. So he's looking and willing to fall back onto an expansion soon, but not without doing some damage to Grubby first. A great Blink forward. Grubby's Blink. Seconds away, but not quite close enough here. And BabyKnight does a lot of damage. And Grubby with Blink now can easily jump down and actually take the fight to BabyKnight. And what a back and forth game. And he does get down. And BabyKnight overstayed his welcome, throwing his resources into the Immortal, into looking for an expansion, and he just got punished. And now the tables have been turned, they've been flipped, they've been upside down, and now it's time for Grubby to make the movement out here. And does he expand and move out? Does he only move out and keep on warping units? I think expanding and moving out is probably the right choice while getting a robo. As 2 Immortals on the way. BabyKnight looking to fortify his defense, and so far so good. Haven't really seen too much Heart of the Swarmness in this game, though. More so than Wings of Liberty. The DT was the only thing that came out, but it is Cloud Kingdom.
Yeah, I mean the Mothership.
The Mothership Core, of course, played a pretty big factor in here for both players, Time Warp and Photon Overcharge onto the Nexus. But there is an Observer that looks at it for BabyKnight, seeing Grubby's expansion. So he doesn't have to, stay defensive inside his main base, locked tight, a fortified area. He can actually be quite open out there. The only thing he's got to be careful of is being Grubby's Stalkers getting into the main base is quite dangerous. Grubby doesn't have an Observer yet, though, so it's not a threat yet. But he does have quite a lot of units here. Zealots getting in there. So the Immortals obviously want to hit down the Stalkers. They will have to hit Zealots to begin with. Don't think that BabyKnight's in the worst position here with double Immortals, but still, it is, 20 extra supply in favor of Grubby, with 3 extra Stalkers coming in. Both have Blink. Blink forward there from Grubby. Does have the Mothership Core 2. Can use the Time Warp, but it looks like Grubby's going to back off, and +1 starts for BabyKnight, and Grubby starts as Immortals, and this game looks like it's going to move on to the next stage. Something I've seen a lot from Grubby, actually, getting past the early stages, is the use of Void Rays. A lot of Void Rays. And which may be a reason why he's taking double gas here, actually. We'll see. Void Rays, especially if he hides it, Their use of the prismatic alignment, the extra damage versus armored units, which are Stalkers, is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Just rips apart Stalkers faster than you believe. So we'll see if Grubby's going to do that. Meanwhile, BabyKnight does have that faster +1, so his units, once that completes, will be in better shape. Grubby doesn't necessarily need to go into Stargate play, though. He could very easily throw down the Robo Bay now with 4 gases coming down, but for now, he makes a movement forward, and BabyKnight's a bit out of position here to both of his units. But Grubby doesn't know that his units are a little bit far away. And BabyKnight down at 65 supply compared to 81. Very interested to see what Grubby's going to do with his gas. This is the right time to start spending it, too. 1 Immortal. What is he going to use it? Come on, Grubby, show me. What is your gas going in? This is a good time to start spending 300 gas banked. It can't be just units. Surely can't be units. This must be tech. Stargates, Robo Bay. More units? We'll see. Forge. And just Forge. He's got a massive
and it seems like that
income.
Forge actually just a response. Scouting.
Yeah. I mean,
nice.
he's throwing down his third, but he hasn't opted to spend his gas at the moment. I mean, he's warped in 2 more sentries. That obviously brings it down a little bit, but still, 400 gas in the bank. He obviously wants to be teching shortly, but we do have +2 on the way for BabyKnight, as well as the Templar Archives. There's his choice of tech. As you can see, if you compare, that's the time to throw down the tech. I'm just very interested in what Grubby's going to do. Is it going to be more gateways, though, to protect his early third base against a potential non-third from BabyKnight? We'll see. As Grubby with Blink Stalkers here, he's going to jump down on these units. And even with +1, it doesn't matter when you're outnumbered 2-1 there, unfortunately, for BabyKnight. It does lose a couple of units, and the unit loss tab, I suppose, probably heavily in favor of Grubby. As we can see, 1,000 resources basically in favor. TT does kill the probe before the expansion's taken. Grubby knows that the expansion is most likely to follow from this, so he doesn't need to feel threatened from any 2-base plays. But he decides to throw down a couple of extra gateways here, just increase his production. Still no tech choice there from Grubby, whether it be Colossus or Stargate. Those are the 2 main options from Grubby. But we do see Archons being built here, or will be built here, from BabyKnight. Great harassment again from Grubby. Just picking off a probe, trying to bring down the Nexus. He's looking towards it. Oh, and he gets it. That's really nice. And actually, Templar Archives coming down from Grubby too. I wonder what the reasoning for both. Do you reckon? I haven't played enough PvP, and probably you don't either.
No.
I wonder why both of them are opting for Templar Archives if it's something that's, you know, there to be used. But I don't see Heart of the Swarm influence with that, to be honest. But either way, this DT is broken in there. And we'll do a bit of harassment. There's no detection at the moment. We'll be there in a couple of minutes. It's 5 kills, though. Quite a lot. But Grubby with an outstandingly faster third base, faster gases, better income, as you can see, more probes. And is currently outplaying BabyKnight a little bit in this stages. I think BabyKnight kind of put himself on the back foot with those initial Stalkers. I'm sure you'll agree with that. Getting a little bit out of position, a little bit too eager. But Grubby again, if he brings that down, I don't think he can attempt it. It's a little bit too far constructed. And he
Killing
has
the gas, though, is always nice.
Killing the gas is very nice, that's true. BabyKnight does have a upgrade lead, though.
Yep.
Just 1. +3 on the way compared to +2 on the way. Both players +1, Grubby, +2 by BabyKnight. And the game kind of stabilizes a bit, but much so in favor of Grubby with this super fast third, compared to his opponent at least. And, well, more and more gateways coming down. Zealot charge on the way. Zealot. Oh, Grubby throws down the Robo Bay too. So, lots of gas coming in for Grubby. So, double Robo. So, we started off with Zealot Archon and then going over to Colossus. Usually it was the other way around. But, either way. Hallucinate Phoenix. Grubby poking in again. Can always blink out at any time. Stalkers, the longer the game goes on, the more useless they become. They are harassment units. More so than damage dealers. They'll be used to blink behind Colossus to try and bring them down alone. They don't really deal that much damage, especially against Zealots and Archons, so you don't really see too many Stalkers being used. It's a lot more about Zealot, Archon, Immortal, Colossus, which is why I'm surprised BabyKnight hasn't thrown down his own Robotics Bay. He's very much so focused on this Templar Archon style. He's hitting, if he moves out now, he's hitting right before Grubby actually gets his own Colossus going, so. And he is gonna have +3 too.
Yeah, it seems like this is his attack here, because as you said, no Robo Bay, no transition. He's going for it.
Yeah, this fourth has to be... I don't think Grubby can hold it. He does have... Oh, he's hallucinating it. He does have double time warp if available. He doesn't have an Nexus that he can use that on yet. There goes one down. Likewise, both of them before. Both of them using double time warps here, making this a slow motion fighters. The Archons get in there, but the Immortals are everlasting, and Grubby takes the victory here, and all of a sudden the bubbles start to expire. We just jump back into a normal game here, and the Blink Stalk is just completely overwhelming, and I guess, you know, +3 wasn't enough there. It wasn't enough there for BabyKnight. And good game, well played. As it jumps back over to me, over here by myself, my little corner. Grubby, again, 5 maps in a row, man. 5 maps. Looking to go 3 best of 3s in a row. Grubby on fire at the moment in this Heart of the Swarm King of the Hill series. Very exciting play from him. Like he said, this very well could be his game, but he's definitely displaying it in. I think Grubby, has Grubby played in the MLG games? Yeah.
No, he hasn't. He's playing, I forget who he's playing, but it's not until actually like the end of next week, so
this is his first real first dabble into Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah, I mean, he played the show matches at Brazil, but otherwise, it's pretty much
flying start here from Grubster.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, he opens up 5-0. Hasn't won this series yet, but has won 5 maps in a row. And now it's time to find out what map number 2 is going to be. What's map number 2?
Map number 2 will be Alkaline Waste.
All right, so we're actually only kind of seeing those 2 maps today.
People don't like Star Station and New Creek City. You know, the thing is, I made that map pool and I was like, all right, I'm not a big fan of these maps, but I like them more than the other ones. So I don't mind seeing these 2 maps a lot. I think Alkaline Waste is better than...
All right, so going to be jumping into map number 2 very shortly. We'll see if BabyKnight can topple the king of the throne at the moment, and that is Grubby. And of course, the Muslim is waiting around the corner to take his shot. And remember, at the end of the day here, whoever finishes the king of the hill for today will move on to playing day number 2, where we'll bring 4 fresh new players. I've got a couple of them confirmed. You won't know until Tuesday with a good show, but they're going to be a good one. It's going to be a good set of players. So, are we ready to jump into map number 2 out of BC?
Double checking both players are ready, and then that is exactly what we will be doing.
All right, so very... excited. If Grubby goes 6-0 and then goes up to the... It's very easily possible, very easy that we could see Grubby go 4-0, 8-0. Very likely, but BabyKnight could make that not happen. So we'll find out as we jump into the next games. We can hear it ticking down. Trance is our little production guy for the day. And of course, remember to follow both these guys on Twitter, as that'll be brought up to you momentarily, of course, at FollowGrubby and at FXO BabyKnight. But down here in the bottom right, we have, it is of course, Grubby. With a good game, good look, have fun. 26 years old, the King of Orcs. His former, if not current, nickname. Does he have a nickname in StarCraft 2? I know he's got all the stuff around High Templar. I don't think so.
I think a lot of people, the
Weatherman.
Make up something, But aren't you the Weatherman, actually?
That was an old alias of mine. And up here we do have, of course, FXO BabyKnight. Great finish. He actually had a very good 2012, to be honest. You know, finished very high in a couple of tournaments. 5th at WCS EU. Was it top 16? I think it was at the grand finals as well. Top 16, I think it was.
I do not recall.
I think it was top 16 in the world finals of BWC. He had a good MLG run as well. Made it into pool play. Group play, and continued his progress from there. Managed to knock out EG's Idra in one of the grand finals, Sunday Majunday, Amazing Day, whatever it's called, Championship Sunday games.
And he did, of course, actually already qualify for Dallas, so we will definitely see BabyKnight at Dallas. Don't know yet about Grubby, but Grubby will definitely be at IM World Championship. Yeah,
so, Grubby, probably this is his most difficult HotS couple of games so far, aside from the ladder. But BabyKnight did play against Nurcho in the MLG Showdowns. Yeah. And Nurcho didn't really know what he was doing. So
he macroed well.
He macroed well, he just didn't really know what a Tempest was. So it did lead to his downfall at the end of the day, but BabyKnight is now up against Grubby, who is well in depth with the knowledge and understanding of how to play Heart of the Swarm. Even though the game is very new, it's not even out yet. This is still beta. It's not out for quite a while, but the amount of knowledge and the rapid learning curve that both of these players are having within the game is going to continue to spike. From 1 week from now, the game's going to be different. So it's the magic and wonders of early games in Heart of the Swarm. It's going to make casting very difficult for the likes of me because games are changing fast and I need to be on the ball. But we do have standard openings from both players. It's very normal to get the gas straight away, then get the zealot. You don't necessarily need to get the zealot. You can get a second gateway instead, which is what Grubby's opting towards. And with double gateways, Grubby can either get the Mothership Core and throw down a third gateway, or he can tech from 2 gateways. BabyKnight, on the other hand, though, it's a different map. This is a map where I don't think we're really going to see Blink Stalker play unless one of them are planning a 4-gate Blink Stalker Mothership all-in, where he just breaks the ramp with the Mothership Core vision and takes it from there. As we see, BabyKnight wasn't really mining efficiently, or still isn't mining super efficient from both gases until now. He was only in 2, so he wasn't mining the most amount of gas he could have physically done. But he does have the Mothership Core in the way relatively early. You usually, or most players at the moment, are getting it quite early to build up the energy ready for Photon Charge if they are looking to tech. Grubby going down for what I've seen him use a lot. And what I'm having a feeling for, if I've from the games I've seen from Grubby, is he likes to open one Oracle, straight into Phoenix. One Oracle, if it gets into the mineral line, goodbye probes. It is a risk to take. It's a risk, but it definitely pays off a lot if it manages to nail down there. So this is going to be quite a good game. The Stargate openings have become a lot more common because of the transitions that they lead to in this game, with the mid-game Void Ray plays, the late-game PvP is a crazy mix right now of Tempests and Phoenix and you name it. So there's Grubby making his first unit from there, and it is an Oracle, which is what I expected him to use. And he'll definitely look to try. He doesn't know his opponent's opening up Stargate, though, and if BabyKnight goes straight for Phoenix, BabyKnight's in the best physical position. Phoenix, it's not. So both of them are opening up similar, if not identical. A little bit of variation difference, but they're both looking to get into each other's mineral lines, and this could be painful. There's going to be Phoenixes on the way, but where are the Phoenixes going to be? Are they out on the map? Are they doing harassment? But right now, Grubby do 3 Stalkers. Not going to do anything here with the Mothership Core there. A bit of a waste, I think, there from BabyKnight. But neither of them know what's going on, so it could have been an intelligent move, safety move. Let's see who finds out what's going where. As the Oracle has been revealed, I think, there to Grubby. And the Phoenix or the Oracle for Grubby. Remember that BabyKnight has no idea about this. Or now he may do with seeing the Phoenix, but Grubby's getting in there. Uh-oh. Out of BC. Oh dear God. Carnage in the probe line. But we have Phoenixes made, and Phoenixes counter Oracles. That Oracle didn't do the best it could have done. Phoenix is going to bring down this Mothership Core relatively early. 7 probes were killed in the early stages of this game, and we have 2 Phoenixes, 5 Stalkers here for Grubby. That Mothership Core is going to die, and it does. Picks up a Stalker. Grubby getting it's not really the better build, the better luck, movement. Maybe he was more active on the map because of his early units that gave him that, and that's just a straight GG. Just 7 probes, better unit composition, Stargate Phoenixes now. He's got the upper hand in the Phoenix build, in the Phoenix count, and it was as simple as that. And now Grubby, 3 times, 3 wins, 3 best of 3s. That's now banked him up to, what's that, $375. Math on camera.
Not a bad night's work, man. 2-0 every series, $375. All he has to do is
Smashing
take out
it.
1 Brit, and he's all the way up to $500.
And 1 Brit is difficult to take out, though. So it's going to be a difficult game. That's for sure. And we'll see if he can do it. And that 1 Brit is not me. It's the Muslim. He's going to be coming up next. He will be playing Terran. So we're going back to what we saw earlier from Grubby with his Protoss versus Terran. We'll be taking on the Muslim. So we're going to see if the EG Terran Star is good enough to bring down the King of the Hill. Remember, though, on top of the $125 that they'll be winning in this last best of 3 series, the winner of this last game will continue to play on to day number 2, where we'll bring 4 new stars in to compete for another $500 in one night. So we'll be right back with our next game in a couple of minutes. Hello everyone and welcome back to my little corner over here. This is the Good Studio King of the Hill series, a 4-day series. This is day 1 as we near completion of day 1 with Grubby going 3-0-6-0 in maps. An incredible performance so far, but one man is remaining to see if he could topple Grubby and move on to day 2. Remember, this is the last game, so the winner of this series not only gets the $125, Grubby could take the whole $500 himself. The winner of this will move on to day number 2. It is going to be Grubby versus EG's the Muslim in a Terran versus Protoss in Heart of the Swarm. Grubby already 2-0'd BCQT. Now it's the time to see if he can beat EG's the Muslim.